Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Pop of Color Live, a music industry late night show for colorful bands and artists. I'm your host, Clara Charron. For those of you who don't know me, this is my music industry late night show, and I also run popofcolormusic.com, a blog on the music industry that teaches business, marketing, branding skills for independent artists in bright and colorful ways. I would like to start off with a little personal announcement. As of our last episode, I am now a college graduate. Yay! Yay! Sorry, I really wanted to share that with you guys because you've all been so supportive throughout this journey. So thank you very, very, very much. So I'm going to get started with the news and throw in some housekeeping throughout. By the way, we have company tonight. I did promise you kittens last episode. We've got 3 in that direction, as well as Louise on that side. If they come close enough, I will introduce you, because they're getting to the point where they're mischief makers, let's just say. All right, so our first news story tonight, I want to talk about the Eurovision Song Contest. So for those of you who aren't in Europe or countries where they love this competition, it's a singing competition where they have a representative from every country, and it's an international singing contest, basically. Many countries take this very seriously. It's a great source of pride to them. This year's winner, the 2018 winner, was from Israel. And the big news of this month is that Universal Music Group has launched a copyright infringement lawsuit on the singer's winning song because they think that it too closely resembles a song from their catalog from 2003. The 2 writers of the song, when interviewed about this, were completely in shock. But I did link the original article that has the 2 songs back to back for it. So let me know what you think, if you think the 2 songs are similar, because in my opinion, this, even if it does, I don't think it's making Universal Music Group look very good. I mean, here they are trying to be a even if they have some, it wasn't a clear ripoff if you ask me, but even if there was some vestige of inspiration that was subconscious, going after the Eurovision Song Contest winner is kind of low, if you ask me, and I don't think it's making them look good, especially right now where major labels need all the good PR they can get in this modern new digital music age. Each throwing sticks and trying to scare the Eurovision Song Contest and people who support this stuff. And these are people who are still really supportive of art and still supportive of music. I feel like that's not a really good choice of something to do. Hey Spencer, hey Leonard, nice of you to show up. I'm so happy you 2 are here. The second little piece of news I want to share, this is just a little one, but the Sony Walkman turns 30 this week. Happy birthday, Sony Walkman. And here's an interesting piece I wanted to share with you. Ed Sheeran, this is also on the topic of copyright lawsuits. Ed Sheeran has been hit with a copyright lawsuit for the chord progression of his ballad Thinking Out Loud, resembling the structure of Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. So for those of you who don't know my opinion on the Blurred Lines case, which was another case where a modern pop song resembled a Marvin Gaye song, I thought it was the family that was totally trying to just ride the coattails of their talented ancestor as opposed to actually having grounds for a lawsuit. But this one is different. This had a really big twist to it because it was not the Marvin Gaye estate. It was not his family, not his children, not his descendants who owned the rights to Let's Get It On. It's an investment company. So what's been going on? And here is a new form of investing in the music industry, or just investing in general for assets, as instead of, say, investing in real estate or in gold. Well, some rich people have been buying shares and bits and pieces of the rights to classic catalogs and classic songs, and then they claim those shares of the royalties to them. So here we got a bunch of rich guys on Wall Street who are claiming the royalties off Let's Get It On or any other classic song that they can purchase parts of the rights to, so that every time it gets used, say in a commercial or in a movie, or these days, he's with Marvin Gaye's case, being suing, they collect the royalties. So here they are, like these like little vultures, looking for anything where because their idea is if they invest, they want their money's worth. So sue at any point they can get. These people aren't songwriters. They don't care about composition, and they don't care about artistry. They're just trying to get the most bang for their buck until the song enters the public domain. That's a little odd if you ask me. I also linked the original piece that went deeper into this. Please check it out. It's Ryan Curiela's Break the Business podcast. Great podcast. But the episode I linked is the one where he discusses that. But do let me know what you think in the comments of this video. I'd be really, really curious to know if you think that, because this is my opinion, but I think only the original songwriter should be allowed to sue for copyright infringement to prevent cases of this going forward, where it's these copyright Wall Street trolls who are just there to try to figure out how they can make the most of their investment. So further housekeeping before we get to the main feature of this episode. I wanted to apologize for missing in last week's episode. I had never missed an episode before, even that one time in April where there was the blizzard and we lost power and I got power back about 30 minutes before showtime. Do you remember that one, guys? Even then the show must go on, but last week I just couldn't. We had the worst weather, and this is coming from the girl who didn't let the show stop for a blizzard in April. It was 46 degrees, that's 116 for you Yankees with the Fahrenheit system, and humid here in the valley. We don't have air conditioning in this apartment. We had one little fan at the time. I'm amazed the cats handled this better than me. But yes, a drinking glass exploded. It wasn't this one, it was a different one. But I just picked it up and it exploded everywhere. Like, it was freak accident. I screamed, my roommate got me shoes and I managed to make it out of the kitchen. Because I was barefoot, of course. I'm so glad I missed my eye. But I was just thinking to myself, there is no way I can operate lighting equipment in this kind of conditions, or where I can't even hold a glass without it shattering in some kind of movie explosion kind of way. So my apologies for that. I've also been sick this week. I don't know if you're able to hear that, but I went from heat exhaustion, freak accident with the glass, to a sinus infection, and I'm slowly on the mend, and I've got most of my balance back, but fair warning, I still might topple out of the chair. But yes, just giving you guys a little check-in of how I'm doing. But I am recovering, and the show will go on tonight. I'm so excited. I missed you guys so much. I'm excited. Tonight's episode is going to be all about that merch. So, when it comes to band merch, there are 5 main factors you want to consider when it comes to how you're going to, thanks Leonard, when it comes to deciding what you're going to order and how you're going to set this up. And they are fan appeal, wholesale cost, retail markup, ease of transport, and ease of storage. I'm going to be explaining what each of those are in detail, as well as some little tidbits and little fun facts and tips along the way. But first, let's take a quick break and say hello to a kitten. This is Azur. Hey, look at her. Azur, you're on camera. Oh. She's the one who loves Louise the most. Oh, she's taken to loving getting cleaned by Louise, and now she sits with her paws crossed like Louise does. It's adorable. See, you're on camera. And you want to go join your siblings. There's 2 other kittens. They're rescue fosters, and I'm taking care of them. And I cannot believe with that long fur, they like the heat better than I did. Just chilling in the bathtub, being fed ice cubes by me. Love them. Love them all. So, let's get started. Fan appeal. So this is the most obvious. It's seemingly the most obvious. It's will your fans actually buy it? will your fans like it? So it might seem, well, duh. If I want to sell it, it has to be something that fans will like. So let's take a look. Who is your fan base? Because different fan bases and different ages, demographics, types of fans will like and be attracted to different types of merch. While there's the typical ones that say t-shirts that are universally appealing, you might want to look at the age range of your fan base when it comes to t-shirts. For a teeny bopper boy band, or a pop act who has lots of kids as fans, they might want to do a smaller run of sizes as opposed to a band with dirty lyrics whose parents will never take them. If you want to do that, that's an example for t-shirts, but it also comes to very specific things. So once again, teeny bopper boy band might do really well with posters of their faces for 12-year-old girls to hug before and place under their pillow. A jazz band, not so much. A punk band might do really well with custom hangover kits. A contemporary Christian group, no. Oh, take a look at the demographics of who you're appealing to, what they would be likely to buy, and that is how you determine your fan appeal. Well, so time for first fun fact and fun tidbit to add. It's more about the experience when it comes to merch than it is about the object itself. Hi, Trevor. Thanks for joining in. So nice to see you. Let's face it. No one goes shopping if someone needs shirts, they'll go to the mall. They're not going to go to a concert to fill their wardrobe with shirts. This is Ash. He's the brother. There, say hello, Ash. You're on camera. No, you're a bit shy. Okay. Well, here's another kitten. And the kittens are making an appearance, like I promised. Don't ever say I don't keep my promises. So, if you're able to sell the experience factor when it comes to your show, your live show, so you're going to do a better job at selling the merch. So whether it be being able to create moments on stage where you emotionally impact your fans so much that they have to go buy a shirt, whether it be hanging out at the merch table after, offering to sign CDs. Seriously, the main reason that CDs get sold these days isn't because of people wanting to have people have CD players and that's their main mode of listening. It's for the experience souvenir factor. So hang around at your merch table after, sign the CDs, go talk to your fans, build that experience. And this can also transfer over to buying things for in the moment when it comes to your show. If you play a lot of sad ballads, maybe custom little tissue packets. If you're that punk band, maybe you should have a hangover kit for your heavy drinking crowd in the dive bar. Or what about laminating the tickets? Or glow sticks in your brand colors. If people can't have their cigarette lighters in the club, maybe offering glow sticks in the colors of your logo. Okay, next thing you want to factor in, I'm going to put these two next to each other, is wholesale cost and retail markup. So the wholesale cost is how much does it cost to order that particular product. Because when it comes to ordering merch, it's very rare that you can order one at a time. And if you can, it's going to cost more than ordering many at once. Hi, Daniel. So you'll see lots of places will have minimums for setup when it comes to ordering merch. So they're basically saying it's not worth our time to set up a design for a sticker unless you're ordering at least 100 of them. And then some other places will have discounts. So if you order 100, you get the full price. If you order 200, you get 10% off, 300, 20% off, and so on. So please, while this may seem appealing, please use your common sense and elementary school math when it comes to ordering these things. Even if you get a 25% discount for ordering 2,000 mugs, if you have 6 people on your mailing list, you're going to be lugging those around for a very, very, very long time. The retail markup factors in how much can you sell this for. So you want to preferably do more than break even. So let's use some simple numbers so I can do this out loud off the top of my head. If it costs $10 to order 100 stickers, then your stickers are about 10 cents to break even. Then if you can sell them for 10 cents each, then you didn't make any money, you didn't lose any money. If you can sell them for 11 cents and up, you're in the green and you're making your money. So you can take that to any kind of factor. I'm just choosing something basic, choosing something simple. But so that's where it comes to getting low price, good quality, and figuring out how much you can sell something for, but not ripping off your audience at the same time, and making sure you can pay your gas money on the way back. So a fun fact and cool tip that many people forget about is you can change the price of your merch going from gig to gig. So some places, especially on tour, some places you play are areas that are used to a higher cost of living. So think big cities where the cheapest thing on the bar menu is a $5 soft drink. They're probably going to be okay with paying $25 for a band t-shirt versus is a college crowd or a small town versus a political fundraiser. Or if there are people with money there, chances are they can pay more for your merch, and if they're happy to support you that way. Next factor to consider with your merch is ease of transport. So this refers both to ergonomics, how much space it takes up, and fragility, how easy is it to break. So on the ergonomics scale, it goes from stickers, which take up no room at all, to helium balloons, where you can fit about 3 in the trunk of your car before you're out of space. So you want to make sure you can transport these and you can bring them to the gig. When it comes to fragility, these go from t-shirts that last through anything to, say, vinyl discs, where in the traditional days of record labels, they would charge they would have 15%, 10% or 15% breakage for factoring in the things that broke in the truck on the way to the record store. Factor in what is easy to transport, especially when you have your band members there. Sure, bringing tons and tons and tons of t-shirts is great, but what about when you have to fit next on your stop is picking up the drummer in his van. Drummer in the van with his drum kit, suddenly you're out of space. Fun fact when it comes to t-shirts, if you are ordering your first run of merch ever and you have a wide range of a fan base, so you don't necessarily zero in on a very small age group or a very specific gender or sizing, try to pick something that is a one-size-fits-all item. So if you're going to do wearables, do a hat, a beanie hat, a toque, a baseball cap, or something that's not wearable, because t-shirts have sizes, and sizes take a lot of effort and management when it comes to inventory. So the chances are the small, medium, large sizes are always the ones that sell out. So at the end of the night, you'll always be lugging back the extra, extra, extra small, the extra, extra, extra large, and you'll always have a problem in the middle when it comes to the main sizes. That's a lot of inventory to manage. If you can't gauge where your audience is, because you have fans from all walks of life and all sizes, try to do something one size fits all, especially as your first merch item, instead of trying to manage a whole inventory worth of t-shirts and all their sizes. If you are doing t-shirts, gentlemen, there is a difference between ladies cut t-shirts and men's cut t-shirts, and trust me, us ladies will notice. So top tip, hey Brooksy, thanks for tuning in. And the last factor you want to know this is the ease of storage. So the best case scenario is when you go to the gig, you sell all your merch. but sometimes you don't. Many times you don't, and then you have to bring it home. One thing to consider is how easy is it to store in your house, in your apartment, in your flat, in between gigs. How easy is it to haul out again? So some merch items like vinyl discs, this comes back to the ease of transport, but ease of storage. Do you have a place where you can store a lot of vinyl discs in between gigs? Is your plan for storing all those silicone bracelets to be to hide them in the vegetable bin and hope your 3 roommates don't find them, because that requires looking in the vegetable bin, so you think you're in the clear for a couple months? That might be an issue. If you're doing seasonal items, say Christmas snow globes, you don't want to be stuck with them come February and not know what to do with them until next fall. Think about where you're going to store these things, as well as before you think about how much you're going to order and whether they're worth ordering. Last 2 tips I want to give quickly is for the price of merch items. This is one more. The most common bill in circulation, I know in North America, is a $20 bill, whether it be Canadian dollars, American dollars. This is what you get from the ATM. So the vast majority of people who pay, mostly when they pay in stores and when they pay retail anytime now, it's all on the card. It's tap, it's swipe, it's chip. So the only time they really go to the ATM to take out money is to go to a concert. So if your concert ticket is somewhere like $7, $10, consider having a merch item that is $20 minus your concert ticket price equals that merch items, because these people will have that change left. And if you can quickly sell them a bundle or sell them a CD or sell them a sticker and keychain combo, that gets a lot of merch out the door, especially stuff that you don't want to hold on to forever while they view it as emptying their pockets, and you can quickly pick up the rest of their change. And if you can show it to them before they pay their ticket or as they're paying their ticket, you can get those $20 bills right away, as opposed to having to handle that amount of change at the door or having your door person do that. And the last little tip I want to bring up in this episode is specifically for Canadians crossing the border to the USA, but I think it goes both ways when it comes to bringing merch across the border with customs and duties. So these are notes I got from a talk with someone who works for the American Federation of Musicians. But your best bet, if you are touring extensively in the US, so say if you're based here in Canada and you're going to be crossing the border toward extensively in the US, you want to order merch in the US to arrive at the first city you're going to stop and play in. And because like this, you don't have to pay duty going over. You can pay the taxes for those items right there, but not have to pay it twice for crossing the border. Don't FedEx your merch over. Aim to buy US merch in the US. No, I can make it. I'm determined to make it through this episode. You will get reimbursed for your unsold merch when you pay duty. If you have any promo swag, so these would be the free stickers, the free buttons, and guitar picks you plan on throwing out in the crowd, if you label them clearly not for resale, they're not going to charge you duty on that. If you have more than $2,500 of retail merch value, you need to engage a customs broker, or because they're going to take care of the paperwork for you. Oh, and you need to meet the last kitten of the night. This is Sky. She's the calico. She's lovely. If you have less than $2,500 worth of retail merch, you can use the informal entry process, where you have to label your boxes clearly with the quantity, the retail value, and leave it unsealed, because they're going to open it up and inspect anyway. So it is best. So there's no point in sealing them until after you pass the border entry point. Keep your receipts and keep your invoices for merch, and pay duty in advance to make crossing the border cleaner and easier. That is my all about merch segment. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm so happy to be back doing this with you. Remember, I We go on live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. This has been amazing to have all here. Please tag your friends who you think would really appreciate this, or share this with musicians either on your page, either in groups that you feel would get a lot out of my late night show. I have a new article that should be coming out tomorrow that I hope you all like. Please check the links in the description of this video. I have the sources and the references for the news items, my other socials, so my Instagram and my Twitter, and my email if you want to reach out personally, as well as my newsletter sign up. It would mean a lot to me if you signed up. Yes, if you enter your birthday, you will get a physical card in the mail. I do professional buyer writing, EPK, social media audits, and brand coaching if you want to look into that. Got the blog, and if you really appreciate my work but don't see anything that you need, I also have a tip jar if you really just want to keep this going. I've got lights, I've got kittens that are really lovely and will probably end up in the thumbnail because it works. Anyways, have a great night. Be excellent to each other. See you next week.